What up YouTube, it's your boy Anime Specialist. So there's a lot to talk about in this week's Black Clover review. The reason for that is we have a new opening. There's a lot that happened in the actual episode, so this video will be in two parts. At first I'm going to talk about what we saw in the new opening, what I think is the most important in the new opening, and then I'm going to review the actual episode. So let's get right to it. So this image right there is the first image I think in the new opening that really catched my attention, because I always said, if you've watched some of my other reviews about William and the Golden Knight, I've always said that I don't really trust William for a reason. I don't know why he has a weird vibe, and then we saw his actual face when the Diamond Kingdom attacked the Clover Kingdom. So there's something weird about William, you know. So I think that we will learn more about him in this next arc. I don't know when the tournament, the Royal Knight tournament, will end, but in the arc after that, I think that we'll learn a lot more about William than we know right now. But yeah, man, he's a really interesting character because we don't know a lot about him. We saw his backstory, the backstory that he told. Maybe it's not true, but he said that he was born with these scars and everything. I don't believe him. I don't trust him. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen with him. I still think that he was the traitor and not the captain of the Purple Orchis. So we'll have to see what's gonna happen. But yeah, man, I really like that shot there because it looks like maybe somebody is controlling him, or he's from a the dark side or something like that. I really like the art on this image right there. It symbolizes something that we don't know yet. But yeah, man, that was one of my favorite shots from the new opening. Then there was this shot right there. It looks like the guy that is teaming up with Mimosa and Asta. We don't know nothing about him. We just know that he stole the identity of the vice captain of the Purple Orchis, I think. And it seems like we're gonna see more of his magic. We're gonna see more of him. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. I have anything else to say about him because they didn't really show anything, you know. We don't know nothing about him. So the only thing that we know is that he's really strong. So it's gonna be interesting. I really want to know what he's all about. We saw something in the next week's episode preview. Maybe he's interested in Asta or something like that. I really don't know, but yeah, man, he's an important part of this arc, or maybe the next arc, so we'll see. So this next shot right there, it's Yami and William beside each other talking to the Magic King, and it's a little bit weird. It seems like they have a weird relationship. I've been thinking about that since William told his story to Yami. It seems like they were maybe friends, or they were maybe part of the same Magic Knight team or something like that when they were younger. I don't know a lot, but it seems like these two are going to be a really important part of the next story in Black Clover. So I'm really interested in what's going to happen next. Maybe, I don't know, they're going to fight for a reason. Maybe the next Magic King in the next Magic King to be, will be William or Yami or something like that. Maybe they're the two candidates. But yeah, man, it's pretty interesting. I really want to see what's going on between these two. Then there's this image right there. It looks like this guy was in the Black Bulls headquarters or something like that. I'm not really sure, but maybe he's one of the Black Bulls members that we still haven't seen yet. I'm not sure, but he's pretty interesting. He has long white hair or something like that. So I'm not gonna say a lot about him because they just didn't show me enough to make theories or things like that about him. But yeah, man, I think he's in the Black Bulls headquarters. I'm not sure, but I think he is. So he's another interesting character I think that we'll be introduced to. Obviously, this shot of was one of my favorite in the opening. It seems like he achieved another level, an even greater level, so it's gonna be interesting. I'm not really sure what's going on right there. We don't see his fairy right beside him, so it's gonna be really interesting. It seems like he has wings. It seems like he has a crown around his head, something around his arm. Maybe it's a new spell or something like that. But it looks sick, man. I really want to see what's going on with Yuno, because it seems like he's gonna get way stronger in this arc than he was at the beginning. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see more of Yuno. We haven't seen a lot of him since I think the Diamond Kingdom attacked the Clover Kingdom. But yeah, man, I really want to see more of Yuno, more of his character development, him fighting, because obviously we have been following Asta because he's the main character of the story, but I really want to see more of Yuno, no pun intended. The next image, I have some theories about it. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna talk about it. I think that those guys are gonna be the Royal Knights. So we can see Noelle, Asta, we can see Mimosa, she looks really good. We can see Yuno, we can see two of the captain. One is Real Boismortier, and the other is the captain of the Silver Eagles, Noelle's brother, Nozel Silva. We can also see I think it's Mimosa's brother, the one that is really creepy, that nobody likes. And we can also see Lady Leona. So it seems like those guys are going to be the Royal Knight that are going to go up against the Eye of the Midnight Sun. So that's interesting. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure that these guys are going to be the only Royal Knights, but I think that it's some of them. The thing is, and this is just my opinion, but if I was gonna do a squad of Royal Knight, I would pick the strongest of the strongest. So I would pick the ones that won the tournament, but I would also pick all of the captains, the vice captains, maybe, some of these guys, plus this group, Asta, Noelle, and the other guys, so that's just my opinion. But I would take these guys plus maybe the Magic Knight captains. Now there's only 3 captains out of I think 6 or 7 or 8 teams, I think. So I would have took those guys plus the other captains too, but that's just my opinion. Now, this last image that I'm going to talk about, I don't really know what to say about it, because there's no context. There's really nothing to say, but we can see William's mask. We can see the Magic King and a little figure inside of him. We don't really know. Maybe it's William when he was a kid. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting, man, because I've been seeing that since I've first seen William as a character, and when they talked about a traitor, I really thought that it was William. So there's something fishy about him, and I hope that we'll learn that in the next arc, the next story. But yeah, man, that was my breakdown, my analysis, my theories about what we saw in the new opening. Now I'm gonna talk about what actually happened in the episode. I know it took a long time. It took about 9 minutes just to talk about the new opening. But yeah, man, there was a lot to talk about. It was interesting. I really liked the opening. I really liked the music, the visuals. I think it was better than the previous one, the one that we just had. But yeah, man, it was pretty good. And now let's talk about this week's episode. I really liked the way that the episode started. Right after the opening ended, we went straight into battle. I don't think that in last week's episode the battle started yet. So the way that they just went into the battle, Luck and Klaus, I don't remember the other girl's name, against some of the other mages that are participating in the tournament. I just like the way they did it. Obviously, I knew that Luck and Klaus were going to win. We didn't know who the hell they were going up against. We just knew that one of the guys was supposed to be really strong. He was using wind magic, but Luck just killed him, man. Not literally, but he just defeated him with ease with one kick. And we saw how strong Luck has become. He's even stronger than before. He uses more magic. He has a new spell and a stronger spell. Klaus is also stronger. We saw him use a new spell. So there's a lot of the mages that we already knew that has gotten way stronger than they were before, so that's really cool to see. But I know what y'all are really waiting for. I was waiting for that for a long time since we were first introduced to Noelle's older brothers and sister. I think we were first introduced to them when some of the Black Bulls, Noelle, I think Asta and Charmy, were invited to a buffet with other members of the Magic Knights, like Noelle's older brothers and sister. That was the first time I think we saw them, and that's when I really started to hating them because they were trash, man. And just seeing what happened in this episode was epic. I thought it could have been done better, but let's talk about it, man. So obviously Noelle and Yuno were going up against one of Noelle's older brothers, Solid Silva, and one of Yuno's teammate. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna call him K, but he uses sand magic, and Solid Silva is using water magic, just like Noelle. So we were waiting for that for a long time. We knew that the Silva family were trash. We didn't like them because of what they did to Noelle. We knew that this guy K wasn't really happy about being so popular, being so strong at a such young age. Sorry, so we were waiting for that for a long time. But the thing that we were waiting for the longest was Noelle going up against one of her brothers or sister. So we already knew that when Noelle and Solid were matched up to go up against each other, that Solid was going to try and just destroy Noelle because he thinks that he really is stronger than her right now. But we learned something in this episode. I think we learned something at least. We saw some of the backstory, what Noelle was enduring once she was a kid, and we already knew that her family members didn't really like her because they think that it's her fault that their mother is dead, and that she wasn't really talented, that she couldn't use her magic properly. But the thing that I think we learned in this flashback is that it seems like Solid was actually the worst of the three. I'm talking about Nozel, I'm talking about Noelle's older sister. I don't remember her name, but it seems like Solid was actually worse than any other family members. So I'm kind of glad of what happened in this episode. She absolutely, I'm gonna talk about it after, but yeah, man, the only thing that we learned, I think, in the flashback is that Solid was the baddest of the baddest. He was worse than any other sibling that Noelle have. So yeah, man. So before we really talk about the outcome of the Noelle versus Solid fight, I just want to talk a little bit about Ino's fight because I really didn't care about it because the reason for this fight was kind of stupid. Like I said, I'm gonna call the guy K because I don't remember his name, but obviously we know that K is part of the same Magic Knight team as and the reason of the fight was just stupid to me. It was just jealousy because William, the captain of the Golden Knight, was spending more time with than him. He was saying name more than 5 times, and he didn't say his name once or something like that. So I just thought that it was really stupid. And the only thing that I retained from this fight is that is way stronger than this guy, and he's probably the second strongest in the Golden Dawn. There's William, the Golden Dawn captain, and then there's Langris Vold, Finwell's brother. So maybe he's second, maybe he's third, maybe second or third, but we'll see, man, because Langris Vold looks like he's really powerful. But yeah, man, I really didn't learn a lot in this fight. I really didn't care. The only thing that I cared about was the new opening in the episode and the Noelle versus Solid fight, so that's the only things that I have to say, I think, about this fight right there. Like, didn't even use his wind spirit. That's just how more powerful he is than this guy. So Like I said, man, there's nothing to retain from this fight except that is really, really strong, But yeah, man. So now the Noelle versus Solid fight. So I'm gonna talk about that, but I'm also gonna talk about the art and animation in this episode. The next four shots are really important. These are some of the shots that I want to talk about, but look at this one. It looks beautiful, man, but the art and animation in this episode was really inconsistent. There was some shots that was really, really beautiful, but others that was really, really bad, and I expected more for this animation in this episode because it was a big episode, man. It was Noelle versus Solid. Like I said, there was some great shots. This one was great. The next one that I'm gonna show you was kind of great. I really liked it because it just showed Noelle's dominance over Solid. The water dragon versus the water snake or something like that. It just showed how more dominant Noelle is. So I really like this shot right there. But like this next shot of Noelle is just amazing. Just look at the animation and art in this shot. It's just amazing. I think it should have been like that the whole episode, especially the part with Noelle and Solid, So that was my favorite shot in the episode. Noelle looks beautiful. The shot is beautiful. The animation, the art, the blood just draining from her cheek and everything about this shot is beautiful. It just shows how confident she is, and just it looks beautiful, And then right there, this shot of Solid just being defeated by Noelle, it just looks beautiful, So that's my only complaint really from this episode is the inconsistencies from the animation and art. I think it should have been and everything. But yeah, man. Now I'm really gonna talk about the fight because it's a significant fight, But anyway, I ain't gonna lie, when I saw Solid magic spell the water snake, I actually thought it was pretty cool. But the thing is, I actually forgot how big and massive Noelle's water dragon really is. Just seeing the shot where she's with her water dragon, and we see Solid with his water snake and everything. Just seeing how massive her water dragon is compared to his water snake was incredible. That just showed us how powerful she is compared to her brother. We don't know how strong she is compared to her sister or her older brother, but this brother just isn't in her class, She's just in a class of her own, So it was amazing to see just her finally beating the heck out of one of her sibling, because this was kind of a turning point for Noelle, because when she was a kid, even now, she's being treated like trash by her siblings because she isn't that strong, quote unquote, but she finally beat one of her siblings. I don't know what's gonna happen with her sister and older brother Noelle, but when they learn about this news that Noelle actually beat Solid, it's gonna be interesting, man. Maybe that she's going to be acknowledged or something like that. I don't know, but it's gonna be really, really interesting to see what's gonna happen. I don't think Solid is gonna be more careful about what he says to her. I don't think he's gonna be more kind to her, but I think that it can maybe change Nozelle's mind about her. I don't know, but we'll see. And that, I think, is just a glimpse of her true power, So I'm just excited to see her progression, her character development, and how strong she can become, because the sky is the limit for her. It's gonna be amazing to see, and I'm just glad that she was finally able to just defeat and embarrass one of her siblings. And yeah. this is a really long review, so I think I'm gonna end it, but I think it's my longest video to date. So yeah, man, I think I'm gonna do a video about next week's episode preview, so stay tuned for that. It looks really interesting. It looks like Asta is gonna go M, so I think I'm gonna do a video about it. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the new opening. Is it one of the best so far? Is it better than the previous one? And what's your thought about Noelle becoming stronger than one of her older brothers, you know? So yeah, man, it was an amazing episode. There's a lot that happened. It's a really long review, so I hope that you enjoy it. I don't know if I should cut it into a 2-part video. I'm going to think about it, but yeah, man. So let me know if there's some things that I forgot to talk about, or if there's something that you guys want to talk about in the comments down below, you know. And like always, I do Black Clover reviews every Tuesday, so subscribe for that. There's no The Promised Neverland reviews on Thursdays because season 1 is over. The first core of Sword Art Online is also over, so no Sword Art Online reviews on Saturdays, but there's a new anime coming to my channel. It's called Demon Slayer, and it starts this Saturday, so stay tuned for that. I do fairy tale reviews. I didn't do one last week, but I do fairy tale reviews on Saturdays, and I sometimes do One Piece reviews on Saturdays, so stay tuned for that. I will also do both on Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sundays. You know when they're gonna finally catch up to the manga. I don't know when, but I just can't wait, man. But anyway, man, like I said, if there's something that I forgot to talk about, comments in the comment section down below. It was a great episode. My review is way too long, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.